Hello everyone, today I finished socks, but before I start, let me show you how they look. If you want to learn how to knit socks, I'm going to leave 2 tutorials down below. How to knit toe-up socks. One is how to do it 2 at a time, so you're knitting 2 socks in one go. And then there's another one at a time. I call it fast and easy socks, where you start the toe, then you switch to whatever needles you want. I use 9-inch circular needles, which is 23 centimeters, and I just knit in around the tube and then do the cuff and finish with afterthought heel and the one that you cut at the yarn. I know it's April, but I went through calendar and I checked who has birthday in May. So I grabbed this yarn, the main one, and the main one is Nitpicks. I got it as a gift from a viewer, Katie. I think I've knitted already with this yarn, so I had another 50-gram ball left. And this is Augie. You tell me, how do you read that on the bottom? And I still have some leftovers. And the way I knitted it, I didn't split like I would normally do. So in the eye, there's a video how I show you how I knit identical socks. So most of the time what I do, I would split the ball, 50 even or 100-gram balls, so 2 equal balls. And then I will be pulling the yarn to see where there is like similarities. And obviously I'll find something that, let's say, the color changes over here, and I'll try to find in the second one. Although with this one, I kind of had an idea that the stripes are quite big, and that's what I like about toe-up socks. I decided to knit until I figure out that looking at the pattern, and the pattern per se, it's the pattern, the dyeing yarn system. I'm not mixing those up over here. As you can see, there are stripes in the yarn. So before I start over here, I knew that I have this yellow starting. So to get a first stitch of the yellow, I started on the edge between those 2 colors. So if you would want to check inside, I waved in the end, which was this yellow. So I decided that I'm going to knit until I reach the yellow again. So over here we don't have yellow, so I had to kind of start beforehand a little bit. So we have over here this yellow, and I just cut over here just on the blue. So also I would have something to wave in ends. And then I knew that I will have it ready already. We'll have it ready already to start the blue color. So obviously, so I had to pull that yellow to the transitions from the yellow to this blue, and I cut the yarn not on the differences, because you need to make sure that when you start knitting, you have to have that end to wave in later on, so don't do that. So I left it with some yellow in it, again, to wave that yellow inside the sock on the wrong side. So I had to pull that much, but before I start knitting a first sock, obviously I pulled like you would over here, and I noticed there's a little bit of yellow, and then we're starting the blue. So I cut off the axis of the yellow, left a little bit yellow, and start knitting on the blue. So that's why I have those 2 little bits over here, if you are wondering. But also I have a nice one piece of this. I wanted to knit as fast as I could. Therefore, I don't really counted how many rounds I did for the second sock. Basically, I just trust this lovely brand, Nitpicks, that they're making it quite accurate, and then my tension from one sock to another sock is identical. Let's hope it is, because I was just knitting a tube, and then I knew, for instance, and after which we have 3 rounds of that blue, I will be inserting a heel, and basically this is what I did over here. So I'm hoping this is the same distance between one and another, and then I did the same thing over here. So maybe there is a difference, 1 round or 2 rounds overall in these socks, but you will not notice that in fingering weight yarn. Like I said, it's very forgivable, the fingering. 1, 2 stitches here, 2, 3 rounds here. you know, you're fine. The thing is, it will take a little bit of time to knit socks. I was told once to tell you how long I knit socks. So it takes me approximately 15 hours to knit a pair. Maybe this one a little bit faster, but basically I need time to sit and knit. That's that. I also was told that it would be quite interesting for you to hear my thoughts about the plumpness, is that a word, of the yarns, and especially fingering weight yarns, because there are different fingering weight yarns there. And the second one that I used for contrast colors, toes, heels, and I like that, you know that, is Opal Monocolor, and this is from the brand Berger de France. I got this from a viewer and a friend, the blue one. As you can see, I have plenty and I love this color. So just to point it out where it is, toes, heels, and cuffs. At the end of the day, the only place that you need to cut the yarn, it's a heel. So I could take a skein and start knitting the toe without even weaving in ends over here, because later on to do this, for instance, you have to do that. And then even with the ribbing, I could probably continue that. But I like playing with colors, and then that way also I can use as much as I want to, even with leftovers if I want to knit the sock. This is 56 stitches sock, so I increased to 56 stitches, and the way I knit, so my tension will fit a person who is 39-40 European size, so I think that'll be perfect for a person is going to. Plumpness. If you're watching this channel, this video for the first time, you may want to go and check more videos, because I have plenty of socks and I use plenty of sock weight yarn. And to be honest, I've never talked about experience per se. So just to focus on the Knitpicks yarn, Felici. This is the yarn that normally they do stripes, and this is a very lovely fingering weight yarn. People would say it's 75-25, which means it's 75% wool and 25% nylon. However, this is merino wool, so it's quite soft. I remember when I knitted first pair with this yarn, and I think that was a few years ago, I didn't even put it into my shoe and it got very fluffy, if you know what I mean. Merino wool will get fluffy, but somehow I hesitated to use it for a while, and then I got a ball from a friend, because you can buy this in America. I think Canadians also can get a hand on this. In Europe it's not so easy, but it's a commercial and quite affordable yarn. So if you check, probably this ball will cost, I'm editing, I'm checking, and this is the price. So that's how much on the screen on the day that I'm editing it. So comparing to the indie dye yarns, when they can go from the 18 to even 28 or even $32 per 100 grams. Obviously, we're talking about 50 over here. So obviously, this is a 50-gram ball. It's an affordable yarn. So if you want to try and you're in Canada or America, I would say go for it. You would really like it. Not only because of the fun stripes that they have, but also the quality, that merino. It will be very friendly for your hands to knit if you have sensitive hands, because it's very soft, comparing to anything that have 75% wool. So pay attention to the labels if you see that. The second thing about this yarn, what I can say is, where's the yardage? We have over here 218 yards and 50 grams, and because, like I said, it's American yarn, they don't have meters, and I don't operate with yards. So normally, let's try. So normally I operate with 100 grams, so that would be 436 yards, which probably will be 425 meters per 100 grams. Let's check the screen, am I right or wrong? And you could see how fluff and nice that is. So if you take a strand, you can see that those twisted, okay, those plies, they're twisted. And if you see that, you can kind of presume that the sock itself will also move. If you don't have any motion in the yarn per se, you kind of predict that the object that you're knitting with that yarn will not have that flexibility. Comparing to the cotton yarn, when you knit with a cotton yarn, you may see there's no give over there. Sometimes I wonder when I see a strand like that and the label says something else. So it's very plumb, and from wear and tear, I have a pair that I'm wearing, I don't know, for maybe a year or 2 years now, and the wear and tear improved greatly. I don't know what they did. It doesn't flop that much anymore. and I really like it, and I really enjoy knitting. And probably you will too if you knit a sock with a stripy yarn. I think that's all what I want to say, a little bit longer. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you would want to ask me anything, go for it. I'm here to help you out or let you know how I do things. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed this one. See you next one. And don't forget to check the links down below, and especially my join button on this channel, because I'm knitting and giving socks away. No worries, in 2021 I have a monthly pair of socks given away to my Knitting I Love subscribers. So if you subscribe, find that video, check it out, and I just hope you're going to stay for longer. Till the next one. Bye.